yes, at least two strikers. And we need to still bring in, how will I put it? We need to bring someone to support Saka, meaning we need three attacking signings. Key, we need three attacking signings, which is fair. But the signing of 7 players, 10 players, 5 players, we're pushing it, but let's be reasonable. Let I have some points I have to make on Nketiah, right? I understand people pushing that we could do better than Nketiah, which is a fair point. But I understand why the club would want to give Nketiah a new deal. We know
I definitely put
a lot of people let's not try to when you watch my guys we know currently we know that pounds per year. Hi guys, welcome to Kaiwe 304. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn the notification bell. Like I said, if you're new, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Don't forget that, it's very important. Like the video and turn on the notification bell. So I'm going to discuss something I saw today. I don't review too many of AFTV's videos because of copyright issues, but I saw something very interesting, and I've seen it on other platforms too. I know the season didn't end well. We didn't qualify for the Champions League. It ended a bit of disappointment. Fair word to use, but it was not a disappointing season for me. We made some improvement. The youngsters gathered some experience. Saka added goals to his game. Martinelli added goals to his game, even though it could be more. But it's also improvement. Second season for Gabriel, you can see he's improved as a defender, as a relatively young defender. Ben White improved our defense. Tomiyasu improved our defense. Ramsdale, the better keeper than Leno. We can see significant improvement in the team, regardless of our standard merchants who like to push on reasonable standards, right? Now, unfortunately, we lost the 4th place spot to Spurs. Very bitter, very unfortunately. I will hold my hands up. It's very disappointing, but the season as a whole wasn't a disappointing season. So going to transfer windows, I understand we need to bring in quality additions to the team. And even bringing in quality additions, we have to be very reasonable and we have to be fair and we have to operate within reality. I'm seeing narratives that are not operating within reality. I'm seeing fan channels begin to impose their personal standards. Keyword personal unreasonable standards on the team. See, I want Arsenal to win. I think Arsenal can improve and we should improve. But within reasonability, within what we can do, what is achievable. I'm looking at the club and look at what we're trying to build. I understand the club can do more. But at the same time, I understand that there's certain margins the club cannot push. So certain boundaries the club cannot push beyond. I'm saying certain things that it's not going to happen. I believe the team will compete in a better front next season. I think we have a chance of winning the Europa League. I think we can get top 4. I believe we can get top 4 if we add, there's a caveat to it, if we add the quality we need to add. At least, we need to add like, at least, in my opinion, 4 players. But when people are talking about 6 players, 7 players, 10 players, come on, what are you drinking? Because I know I'm drinking water here. I'm drinking water. I don't know what you guys are drinking. What water are you guys living? Like, are you guys serious? I even heard how people were shaming the potential resigning of Nketiah. I find it very, very funny. All these people with, how can we be signing Nketiah? How can we be signing and put him on a wage of £100,000? Who wants him? Like, see, stop punching above your weight. Arsenal can do better. Fair point. But at the moment, we have to operate within our budget, what we can afford at the moment. I understand the matter of priority. We need to bring in strikers. Fair point. We can't debate that. We need to bring in, I won't say at least 2 strikers. Yes, at least 2 strikers. And we need to still bring in, how will I put it? We need to bring someone to support Saka, meaning we need 3 attacking signings. Key, we need 3 attacking signings, which is fair. But the signing of 7 players, 10 players, 5 players will pushing it, but let's be reasonable. Let I have some points I have to make on Nketiah, right? I understand people pushing that we could do better than Nketiah, which is a fair point. But I understand why the club would want to give Nketiah a new deal. We need a supporting striker who knows the team. Whether you like it or not, Nketiah has improved and he's going to improve. Say a young Messi 22, it's going to get better. I understand he might not get to the elite striker you guys are pushing for. But guess what? If we bring in Jesus, who will be the star striker, Nketiah can support, and we might actually bring in a tall striker too. But people thinking Arsenal will bring in Jesus and Darwin Núñez in the same window, you're having a joke. That's impossible. See, stop pushing this standard. It's not me dropping my standard. It's me being realistic. You are being delusional. I'm not dropping my standards. I'm just being realistic. If you think in this window, Arsenal is going to bring in Jesus and Darwin Núñez, you're joking. Or Arsenal is going to bring in Jesus and a Victor Osimhen, you're having a laugh. Or Arsenal is going to bring in a Darwin Núñez and Osimhen in one transfer window, you're having a laugh. That's impossible. It's not about me being not ambitious or not having standards for the team. It's me being realistic. It's you being delusional. Stop it. It's not going to happen. Stop inciting and triggering your subscriber base and your followers into something that is not realistic, so that at the end of maybe when the window ends, you can have something you can have a narrative to beat the club with. Stop it. I understand it's your fan channel, YouTube is for making money and some business. At the same time, I'm going to lose rationality. I'm going to lose a sense of being fans first. Like, let's stop it. It's inconceivable that even Man City, what are you doing? They brought in Haaland and a relatively unknown quantity, even though it's a good striker, Alvarez from River Plate. So you're thinking Arsenal has the funds to buy in one window Jesus and Darwin Núñez, or Jesus or Victor Osimhen, and still bring in another forward, a winger, to support Saka on the left. Like that's it. We know Pepe is going to leave. That's impossible. What are you asking for? That's impossible. It's not possible. It's not just plausible. Financially, it's not plausible. I'm thinking Arsenal is going to bring in a Jesus, sign Nketiah to a new deal, then possibly wait for an opening to get maybe a striker not as elite as Darwin Núñez, a striker that can do a decent job, a different profile of striker. But if you think Arsenal is going to bring in 2-star names as a striker, so who's going to lead the point? Because I'm sure Edu and Arteta are promising Jesus more games, because Jesus will not leave Manchester City just to be competing with another star striker within the Premiership, within 38 games. That doesn't make sense. You need one star striker and a supporting cast. So Arsenal will bring in Jesus, who looks more plausible, who looks like have some legitimacy to it, and sign Nketiah to a new deal. Then have the leverage to negotiate and get in another striker who will not be in the mode or as expensive as a Darwin Núñez or a Victor Osimhen. But you guys pushing the news and pushing the narrative and the rhetoric of Arsenal needs to bring into big marquee strikers. Come on, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Even let me defend a little bit of the narrative against what's his name? Nketiah. The deal makes sense to me. Yes, he scored 5 goals last season. Partizan Daka that was bought from Leicester. How many goals did he score? Signing him to 100,000 per week, right? For 5 years is a fair deal. It's a contract. It doesn't mean he's going to stay here for 5 years. If it doesn't work out, we can sell him and get some money for him. And the narrative that he could never get £100,000 from another team is farcical. Let's stop that bullshit. Some of us are not as dumb as you think. Like, let's stop pushing false narrative, right? Nketiah can get £100,000 from Crystal Palace and other teams. Let's not forget, he will have gone on a free transfer. And when you go on a boss man, the other team will pay you more because they're not going to pay any transfer fee. So we know all that. Why are we pretending we don't know all that suddenly? Why are these content creators pretending we don't know all that? Kolasinac was not a fantastic left back. We got him from where? Shaka a few years ago on a free transfer. He was on 100K. That was at 5 years ago. It was Kolasinac, a balmy left back who wasn't just good enough. It was 100K. They're talking about an English boy who has a decent scoring record, who has scored who has 5 goals this season. That person that had 5 goals this season for Leicester. Nobody's talking about that. And he had more games. Let's look at the stats. Nketiah had just 8 starts this season. He had 5 goals. Patterson Daka had 13 starts this season. And he had 5 goals. And a lot of we know
I definitely put
a lot of people let's not try those. When you watch my years, we know that pounds per year